Greetings and welcome back to another episode of Conquering Diabetes. One of the worries that comes up often is whether or not eating more protein will be harmful for the kidneys. I have listened to a lot of doctors talk about this, and what I really want to do, though, is share what happened to me and my mom. I was hospitalized with my first kidney stone when I was 21. I'd been having bad back pain for a few days that wasn't relieved regardless of what position I was in. I went to the doctor where he gave me the diagnosis of a urinary tract infection caused by a kidney stone, and I was told to drink plenty of water. The next day, the pain was so bad I couldn't stand up straight, and my mom took me to the ER. I spent the next 3 days in the hospital on an all-liquid diet plus IV fluids to try and get the stone to pass. Later, they went in to get it, but apparently the stone had passed without my knowing. That was the start of things. For the next 23 years, I had issues with stones and infections from them. 2018 was one of the worst years, and I had a lot of testing done. I was told by a nephrologist that my kidneys were literally calcifying. At that point, I kind of resigned myself to the fact that I was going to be dealing with this for the rest of my life, and at some point, my kidneys were going to fail. But in November of 2019, I changed my diet, and in May of 2020, 5 months later, I had my last urinary tract infection. For someone who averaged several UTIs every year, sometimes back to back, I can tell you that it's been absolute bliss not to deal with them anymore. So then, considering that I have some form of animal protein for every single meal, 3 meals a day, you can see why I doubt that the protein is harmful for the kidneys. I'm also going to give you my mom's experience too. Her kidneys were going downhill because of diabetes. She was in stage 3A kidney disease. Every time we'd go get her numbers checked, though, since starting this diet, they would say that her levels were elevated, but they were stable. They remained stable. They didn't go any higher. So she eats a lot of protein too. And if the protein was bad for the kidneys, we could expect the numbers to have gotten worse. Her nephrologist was actually very surprised when she found out that my mom eats plenty of protein and fat. Last year, when my mom was at the hospital, they kept checking her labs, and they found that her kidneys were doing a great job in spite of what was going on with the cirrhosis. Now, with the cirrhosis, we would expect at some point her kidneys will go downhill. But it's not going to be because of the animal protein. It's going to be because the lack of blood flow due to the blood clots that are growing in her system. Over 5 years of eating this way has taught me to question all the medical advice and look things up for myself. I have seen too much at this point to just accept the standard advice, especially when I have seen the evidence pointing to the opposite of what they say. Just a quick disclaimer too, I am not a health professional, but I would encourage you to do the research for yourself. That is all for today. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.